Range, what's going on, brother? Happy Friday to you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We made it through the week, everybody. We made it through
Made
the
it
week.
through the
I
week.
know it's been a
Welcome
rough
to
one for some people.
Hey man, listen here. Welcome to Canada Talk with Roz, everybody. It's Friday. It was the 13th, it was last week, so last Friday. So man, we almost close to Thanksgiving, but we ain't gonna be the same type of Thanksgiving, but it is Friday and so happy. How things been hanging out and shaking for you, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, but obviously it's going to be a little bit different this year. So I'm just praying that everybody is, staying safe, keeping thinking of your family members. Now is the time to be, not selfish, and I think right now, sometimes we want that need, we need that human touch. But right now we got to be, extremely careful as things are continue to rise. So just be safe. But I'm excited about today's conversation. I think it picks up right from something that we've been talking about since this summer. More than the moment continues on, talking about how do we support Black and Brown brands? How do we support Black and Brown communities? How do we, just do the work that we know needs to be done? And what does that actually look like? So I'm excited today.
I'm excited as well, man. So we're not gonna keep it. We ain't gonna hold you guys up. We're gonna bring the funk to you. We're gonna tell you what we're talking about, and then we're gonna drop the mic, and then we're gonna go, and that's gonna be the wrap. But no, long story short, guys. As we get ready for the holiday seasons, and again, no matter how you celebrate the season, there's always been some part of buying, exchanging of goods, or exchanging of or currency to purchase something, or be it dinner or products or what have you. And one thing that we really focus on here with M for MM, and specifically Eric and I together, is that we've been wanting to really challenge the cannabis industry, not only to buy from Black owned brands within the industry, but also for Black owned businesses and individuals, and folks to buy from to buy and recycle those dollars, and to talk about the economic impact that we could make if we were to just recycle our dollars with Black owned businesses. So I'm so happy to bring our first guest. We have Ms. Chantel Clea Goins. Hi, Chantel. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Great. And then we have next Dr. Adrian Adams. Hey, Dr. Adams, how are you, brother?
Hi, how you doing? Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me before I get going on my little soapbox, I want to first introduce Chantel. And Chantel's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and she's going to tell you why she's on this show today and what she's created and why it's so important. So Chantel, you got the floor, my love.
Actually, let me bring Chantel in right, because I got
bring it in right.
This story, right? So, like earlier this week, I saw a text message come by, or I'm in a group chat. And I see a message come by. Hey, I can't get on Clubhouse because my signal is low. I didn't pay it no mind. I go on about my business. The next day, I'm on the phone with one of my business partners, and he was like, "Yo, have you heard about Clubhouse?" I'm like, "Okay, this is the second day, 2 days in a row I've heard about this Clubhouse thing. What is it?" So I submit my my application to get on and everything. The third day I ended up getting my invite. That was on Wednesday, and I spent hours on this platform. I mean, hours upon hours. There are so many professionals just dropping nuggets about any topic you can think about. And so there's like little rooms that you're into, and it's all verbal chat. So I find this room that says circulate the Black dollar. I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. Let me go see what this is. And I go into this room, and it's just like, a party for Chantel, because it was Chantel's first time ever on the platform. And, her friend had said, listen, you need to come on this platform. You need to talk about what you've built. And so I ended up being on there on Chantel's very first time ever. But there were hundreds of people in there. She was inundated with questions. And she ended up coming back the second day and doing another talk, and hundreds of people. I said, wait a second, we got to get this girl on Canada Talk. I want to make sure that our platform knows about this as well. She has something that I think that is truly amazing. We've even started planning for an actual hemp track during this event. So I'm going to stop talking now, but I brought you in, Chantel. Tell everybody who you are and what you're working on.
Well, thank you so much. That is literally, yeah, Clubhouse is amazing. If you do not know about it, you need to get into it because it is networking next level and people follow through. Like it's not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna follow up with you. No, you have people in your inbox, in your DMs, like, so what day are you available? Or I mean, people
Let's
are
talk.
stuff out, like they are executing, like this is the platform for execution and networking. And so Eric and I, he came to my first party. It was late at night, and I think I didn't get off till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was inundated. When people saw Recycle the Black Dollar, they like, what is this? And I need to get into it. And pretty much Recycle the Black Dollar is an economic call to justice. I'm sorry, the call for action for the Black community to reduce, reuse, recycle, and reclaim resources in our community. And our mission is to fortify Black economic power and justice by connecting Black consumers to Black businesses, to Black organizations, to Black service professionals. And we want to make sure that we're doing that on an ongoing basis. And we are having our first annual convention this Black Friday through Cyber Monday. The conference itself is free to be able to attend. We also have free booths available for any businesses, any organization, any service professionals. If you want to get a larger booth, you can. It's only $150 for a large booth, and for extra large, it's $300. And pretty much you're in this space, you're in this curated Black space, 24 hours a day from Black Friday through Cyber Monday, and just being with us, learning from us, connecting with us. Our workshop tracks, I don't call them workshops, I call them family conversations. And then within those family conversations, we have tribe and village meetings. And we actually, again, executing. The second day, I came back and I had a conversation about just a blanket conversation in Clubhouse. I created a room and it just said Recycle the Black Dollar. And when I tell you, he said it was hundreds of people in there. I started at noon. I did not get off that platform until 2 o'clock. I talked from noon till 2:10. Actually, I got off. I had 124 emails in my inbox of people to follow up.
Crazy.
People wanted to, and I said, wait, listen, I think it was at the 1 o'clock mark. I said, here's what we're going to do, friends. At 5 o'clock, I'm going to host a workshop building Zoom meeting. If you want to come in here, you send me your email and I will send you the Zoom link. And from there, we knocked out 3 new tracks to our conference, because the conference itself, it is a web-based platform. And so anybody can participate. Go ahead.
Hey, Chantel, I want to really touch on something that you said, that you kind of say in your I guess your 30-second elevator pitch about it, and that this is a this event avoids the algorithms of
so
social media. So talk about that.
Yeah, it's an uninterrupted space for Black people to be able to connect without the algorithms, without the Amazons of the world. It doesn't suppress our voice to be able to connect with each other. It is a space that you can actually connect directly by categories to whatever it is that you want to be able to connect to. And I don't think a lot of people understand how the algorithm, the changing of the algorithm is going to be a game changer. And people think that they'll be able to continue to sustain their business and reach a larger audience based on this algorithm, and that is just not the case. And so I was intentional on creating this space so that with 41% of Black businesses closing during COVID, I wanted to be intentional on making sure we had a space so that we can continue to connect. And that's what this is, making sure that we're able to connect with each other during the biggest consumption buying weekend of the actual year. Because one thing we know for sure, Black people spend, pandemic or not, we're going to spend. And so I want to make sure that if we're going to spend and stimulate our community and not continue to spend mainstream community.
Did you, when you started this, was it intentional for you to be a disruptor? Because I see this as a disruptor to the social media, and I'm saying this as a business owner who right now I'm completely locked out from even putting ads on Facebook. So everything that I do is all organic. And again, we fall into those algorithms, and we know that social media serves our content to people who are most likely to think like us, believe what we believe, consume the type of information we consume, and so on. And so that limits our circle to be able to tap into other communities that may not know about our product but want to know about our product. So I'm curious, I know you did this deliberately to be kind of offline and so on, but did you see yourself at the start as being a disruptor? Because I think you have some power that is really going to be untapped.
So the short answer is yes, but a very conservative yes. And here's the reason why I say that. Well, I won't say as conservative. I am professionally a event producer. For 15 years, I worked for the NAACP. And so advocacy is all I know, right? And so disruption is what I know. I'm trained to disrupt and to bring attention to things that need to be brought attention to as it relates to Black people. And the way in which I do that is through producing events that allow and set the stage for our voices to be heard, for our demonstrations to take place, and for the logistics behind the scenes to allow all of that to take place. And so organizers, in my opinion, are not always the boots on the ground individuals, field organizers, but we are also the individuals behind the scenes, producing the platform, making sure that the people in front of the camera or the people that you hear on the bullhorns are able to do that in a way that can continue to galvanize our community. And so I do see myself as a conductor for disruption, right? And it is very intentional. The space, and I'll tell you, Recycle the Black Dollar really was. It really started out as an idea for a directory. When I left the NAACP, I resigned, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start my own business. I've done this. I've produced, I've done the Image Award stuff, and I did the Spengler Medal, and my height was when I produced the Quincy Jones show, and I was really feeling myself. I'm like, listen, if I can do this for Quincy Jones, I can do this for Chantel. So listen, we feeling go. Like I was feeling myself. And so 2 years later, I launched my business, right? And so when I got out into the space, I built these connections over 15 years. These were with Black businesses across the country, but these were Black businesses that could actually, their price points met the national organizational budget. When I left, I had 2 national clients, and I had a bunch of other clients that did not have that national budget. And I'm like, so how do I get them connected to additional service providers that may be able to meet their budget needs? And I'm like, man, somebody should really start a directory for service-based businesses. Like you have the restaurants, you got the this, that, third, but service professionals, you know what I mean? From the sign language to the florist to the, that space wasn't there. So while we were actually in COVID, I realized being in isolation, I missed the advocacy work. I miss being able to really paint through events that speak to our people. And I'm like, how do I do this? And I said, all right, they galvanizing in the street, they shutting it down, they paying attention to Black people. I see we finna shut this down with the election. I'm gonna help us close out 2020 with another win. And once the protests are over, and we, the election is over, and we just saved this country yet again, right?
Yeah. So let me stop you right here for 1 second, because you got so much. I gotta piece out all this good knowledge you have, and I want to bring Dr. Adams in right quick, because the person that you're speaking to, the entities, the individuals that you're speaking to, are being represented with Dr. Adams, being a business owner. And so, Dr. Adams, introduce yourself. I'm so proud to have you on the show, but introduce yourself and talk about why what this young lady has put together is so, even just off of hearing it off of First Base, is so instrumental in helping a Black business owner like yourself?
Well, thanks for having me, folks. I'm Adrian Adams. I'm the CEO of Ontogen Botanicals, CBD brand, putting other minor cannabinoids in now. But I can tell you it's been very difficult trying to find other professional services in the minority community to use. I've literally been going out of my way and having a hard time finding it. So I'm very excited. This is the first I'm hearing about what Chantel's doing as well, and I'm very excited about it because, just like consumers at home, we business owners, we want to support too. We want to spend our dollars in the right place, but it's really hard to figure out where that is. I've gone to these different national organizations that have minority-owned businesses, even in the cannabis space, and said, give me a directory. Like, show me, all right, I need somebody to manage my social media accounts, let's say. Who can I use for that? And nobody had a directory that was really specifically separated out by your profession. I got ones that were listed by first name, not even business name. Like, it just wasn't useful information. So what you're providing is very interesting to me. When it comes to what you're talking about, though, it's funny because I've done some writing on a platform called Medium. And in one of my articles, I actually was writing about kind of what you're saying, in that you look at the suburban. I'm from the New York area, on Long Island. If you look in the New York metro area, if you look at these very wealthy, affluent suburbs that seem to have everything, they're pretty much insulated. Everything you need, you can get in the community. So the baker is selling their bread to the restaurant, who's also buying flowers every day from the florist, who's supporting the hardware store in the same strip mall. Everything stays in-house. But when you go to minority communities, particularly urban, if I go into the Bronx or whatever, everything gets extracted. You have food deserts. There isn't great source of food, but then you have the dry cleaner that's owned by somebody who lives in the suburbs, the pizza place, suburbs. Every dollar gets extracted out. And so there's nothing left. It's like not having soil for roots to grow. You can't get growth in there like that. And so I think this is a fantastic idea, because what you're talking about is the same concept, but on a national scale, a much larger scale.
And Eric,
so I applaud you.
And Eric, you and Dr. Adams are in the same boat from a product perspective. You have your hemp hearts. Dr. Adams, what type of products do you have with Ontogen? And I put the website on. If everybody's following us, go to the websites in the comment section. But talk about a little bit about your products. And then you guys talk about how even being able to find that consumer base, just in general, but if you really want to be able to sell to your Black community, how it's just perfect what Chantel has and what we're talking about here.
Right. Well, with my brand, why it was created was actually for physicians and patients. It is a medical grade brand of CBD products. They're tested when they come out of the field. The end products are tested when they go through production. And then after they're packaged and bottled, I take one of those randomly, send that out to the lab. So when I test for everything under the sun, because I have to be able to go into a physician and say, hey, you can trust Ontogen products to give to your patients. And so I've done that. I've kept the prices reasonable. We have tinctures, which are really oils. Most people call them tinctures, but it's oil. That's a whole other conversation. Capsules. I have a balm. I have a muscle gel that you can roll on. Look, my products are fantastic. Everybody's going to say the same thing. If you want to try them, you can use the code INTRO25 as a coupon code, get 25% off. But what I would like to do is, and I actually spoke with Eric about this briefly. We have to talk a little more though. But I think in this hemp space, each of us are trying to pull our own little cart. and we kind of need to hitch them together and help sort of, create a little more synergy. And I would like to have hemp parts on the site. I would like to sort of weave it all together, because really hemp should be a lifestyle. Hemp should be, you should have clothing, you should have food, you should have medication. This should go on and on. And
Doc, you
do that, we need to hook up.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned this as a lifestyle, and I think one of the things what I said to Chantel was that, we in the cannabis space, we find ourselves like in this little bubble, that's outside of normal, business and commerce. And we recognize the power of the black dollar. As a business owner, I certainly want to tap into that. But we have if you look at it, if you break it down from a business standpoint, and you look at the cost of obtaining your clients, it costs me more to obtain clients in the black community, because I have to overcome the stigma. I have to educate about the products. I have to do so much more. And then when you add in barriers like not being able to advertise on, social media, through paid advertisement, not having, TV advertisement, we need platforms like what Chantel is building to be able to get our products right in front of people. Again, as she said, uninterrupted by the algorithm, so that people can connect with us directly, see what our products are, hear what our products, how they can benefit people. Because, like just yesterday, my second day on Clubhouse, I held a talk where I talked about, you realize that not all cannabis is illegal at the federal level, because many times when we talk about this plant, people kind of convolute everything into it. So, medical marijuana and adult use and CBD and even hemp for food and grain and fiber all gets lumped into one. And it for our community, what that does is it means that we see it as being illegal federally. So we don't look and do the research and find the nuances and the on-ramps to get into this. And we don't even look for the businesses that have products that are 100. My products are 100% legal. 100% legal. They're not going to get you high. There's no, cannabinoid effect to it. But again, that lack of education is something that we have to spend a considerable amount of time and resources doing. And so, Chantel's platform, I think, is just really good in that regard.
So let me make sure I'm clear on this. And Chantel, help us out so we understand like kind of what the setup is. So when it comes to the Clubhouse, is the Clubhouse a part of Recycle the Black Dollars .USA? How do you get on the Clubhouse? People are saying they want to know, where is it? Is it what's the website? Is it a page or okay? So go for it.
The Clubhouse it's in beta testing. It has not hit the masses, if you will, as far as social media. And the best way that I can describe it, it is like a podcast meets Instagram, right? But you're talking, so you're in a podcast space, and somebody is hosting a meeting, right? And you say, you know what? You go into the hallway, and you scroll down. You're like, you know what? I want to join this conversation on hemp. I want to join this conversation on Recycle the Black Dollar. You jump into that meeting. You just press it, and you can either sit in the audience and listen, or you can raise your hand, and then they'll bring you to the stage, and you can actually talk and chime in. And you can, you don't even know who you're going to be next on the stage next to. I mean, there are the who's of
seriously
the entire world. And let me just tell you this, another thing, Black people just took over the Clubhouse. This started out as a space for white people in Silicon Valley. What I just heard yesterday is they're now having a conversation just for Black people, because we didn't came and shut it down.
Yeah, okay. Roz, so it is a separate social media app.
And
it is a new social media app in beta testing. It's not connected to what Chantel is doing. We just happened to meet on there. I was told by a business partner of mine about it. And
so why you didn't tell me, E? Why you didn't call me and tell me, man?
Listen.
Let me jump in.
It takes time to get in.
Let me jump in the fence. Not only does it take time to get in, when you come in, you only get one invite to invite somebody else, right? But sometimes people, you know, they don't even get their invite. Sometimes they just are in.
Yeah, I didn't
And
get any invites.
right, and everybody don't get invites, right? So then when you're in, not only are you there, but sometimes it is sorry. Um, sometimes it's a wait list to get in.
Yeah,
And you have to know somebody that's gonna bring you in. And they don't
yeah.
always give people invites. It is some secret society
It's
that
revolutionary.
it is it's a
I'm just
game
it is
changer.
it is definitely a game changer for social media. And you know how much I despise social media, but it has
Yeah.
consumed my life over the past couple of days. I don't want to get too far into that, but you know, in terms of Clubhouse, definitely go on. You know, go into your app store, look up Clubhouse. It's a lady's face on the front of it, and go ahead and just apply, and then eventually you'll get an invite into it, and you'll see. But what happened, like she said, it was a tech, a platform that, they had a situation of white flight from the actual app where white people started getting off of the app. And so now you literally have probably 90 something percent African American professionals who are like VPs. I was on with a VP of FUBU the other day. You got Styles P, the rapper, was on. You got,
J.R.
I
Smith was
mean,
on my panel
you the
and
who's
became an
who. I mean,
ambassador. Yeah.
people who worked at Netflix, people who worked at Facebook, and I mean, tech developers to CEOs and investors and angel investors and VCs, and all in one places. People are doing pitches on there. But it's different rooms. It get raunchy too. Don't get me wrong. It's social
Yeah.
media still. At the nighttime, there's some conversations that go a little bit, in a
Yeah.
different direction. But it's a great platform for just connecting with people,
Yeah.
whether they're African American or not. Right now, it just happens to be overwhelmingly African
African
American.
American.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but with Chantel, which is again why it was perfect for Chantel's platform, because she gets to get this message out to Black-owned business owners, Black business owners who are looking to connect with our community, who are looking to get their products or services in front of our community.
Right.
And and that's what I think is one of the things she said that really stuck out to me is that this year, I think, has really shown the power of the Black community in many different ways, from us taking to the streets with the George Floyd situations, to us really and truly, making Biden the nominee and then getting him into the White House, to now it's like, okay, let's really flex our muscle and show where we really have strength is the Black dollar. And if we take our
Right.
Black dollar and we say this year, 2020, we're going to be deliberate about where we're putting our Black dollar, it can really change be a game changer for individual businesses, as well as shaping the way that larger companies even deal with our community, because now they recognize, I mean, everybody recognizes the power of the Black dollar. They don't respect it. And
Right.
I
They gonna
think,
put some respect on our name now.
yeah, I think this platform is going to make them start to respect it a little bit better.
So,
And that
so Chantel, and don't lose that thought. So, question for you, and then add that thought into where you were going with it. So, where should we be? What should we be thinking about right now? Everybody that's listening to you, we got some great people out here. Hey, Chelsea. Hey, Katie. Antoine. We just got some folks that always follow us on Friday. What should we be thinking about going into this holiday season with recycleablackdollar.us? What's your platform? What does it do? How can we get connected? And is it going to be something that's going to be available for us to continue having some connectivity after the holidays?
So I'll start with the end in mind. One, Eric, I want to make sure that we are providing space in our directory. So if you can give me actual categories, I'll make sure that we're building our directory out that can really fit and properly suit the hemp CBD ecosystem, right? So when people want to add to the directory, you can properly search by those titles. So if you just send me those, even if it's broad, and we can tailor it down later. So that's one thing. Two is what I want people to think about, and I really mean this. I want them to think about when we were at the peak of the pandemic, what states did they open up first? They opened up of the 10 top states that had the strongest buying power. I believe it's like 4 or 5 of them were the first ones to reopen because they understand the power of our dollar. They said, to the hell with their health, they are going to bring this economy back online. And because they know that, and because they were intentional about that, I want us to be intentional about the fact you do not care about our lives. We care about our lives. And so we're going to make sure the thing that you do care about, we are investing in ourselves. And that is our dollar. We have the power. We took our vote. You heard that. We're going to take our dollar. You're going to hear that. And if we can have as many Black people, I don't care if it's a black sock. I don't care if it's a pencil or a toothbrush. You take that money and you drop it into a Black business. I don't want to hear, I'm overhearing, well, this Black business costs too much. We cost so much because we have to buy a certain price point because everybody is exporting their money. Walmart and all these other businesses have the ability to sell to us at a low rate because all of us are buying from them. If we bring that money in-house, we bring down, it is called supply and demand, right? So if the demand is then on our community, we are able to have the money so that the small Black business can actually buy in larger bulk so that they can sell it to us at a smaller price point, at a lower price point, and then we can continue to stimulate our community. So I want Black people to know that anything you think you need in the Black space, anything you think you need in your house, Black people do. And the reason why I say it like that is I found that there's a Black woman that makes paint. We normally buy Sherwin Williams or Behr paint. There's a Black woman that makes paint. I'm like, so I have Black woman paint on my wall. And and there's somebody that makes Black toothbrushes. Black company that makes toothbrushes that's Black. I don't have to keep buying Colgate toothbrushes every 3 to 6 months. Like those little things, I want people to be intentional about and making sure. And I'm partnering with the Black Mandy with Official Black Wall Street, and we're reaching. All of us are this space that I've created. It is not a me and I. It is a us, and I really want us, as far as the eye can see, for us to be able to come into this tent when the world know we are spending the most, we're consuming the most. We can spend it on ourselves, and we're gonna get quality product. And we're going to stimulate our own economy. We don't need you to cut no check. We cutting our own checks to each other.
Yeah.
Right?
And go ahead.
No, I was just going to hold that thought. I was going to ask Dr. Adams from your perspective, and then then piggyback on top of this too, E. But from your perspective of what you're doing right now, percentage wise, you are a Black business owner in the CBD space. Are you seeing any reflection of Black dollars coming into your business? And have you looked at and thought about how you wanted to get the word out and market to our Black community about your product line, or to those Black and brown physicians or what have you? What's been maybe some of your challenges?
Big part of the problem is that I haven't marketed to retail until recently. Before this, I was marketing to physicians, which primarily in New York metro area, you're talking about old white guys. I have to try and bring myself to a different sort of level of marketing to go after the Black community and say, hey, here's some good medicine, quality medicine that's affordable, that's attainable for you to get into the cannabis space.
And it's a Black-owned business.
Right.
Business.
So I've been trying to find, marketing companies and other, Black folks who have those businesses, because they're going to understand who I'm going for one thing. I can't find them. It's crazy. So I'm loving what Chantel's talking about. And also I think, in terms of the hemp space, I think really the minority community, business owners, and everybody else for that matter, really needs to pay special attention to hemp and cannabis in general, because it is so new. It is so burgeoning that there's still elbow room. There's still, you're still capable to push your way towards the stage and get up front. You know what I mean? But we won't be able to stay there soon.
Yeah.
Within the next 2 years, you're going to have all kinds of legislative changes and everything that the big boys are just waiting for.
Yeah.
And so if we all are operating as lone wolves, we're going to get crushed.
Yeah.
I will.
We need to use what you're doing, Chantel, and get people together like Roz, like Eric, like myself. And eventually, if we work at it, we'll figure out a way to where we can pull with bigger ropes. And
Yeah.
because we have to do it soon. I mean, for all of you who are out there watching, think of hemp products for the holidays. You can get hemp anything and everything. Hats, scarves, clothes, my stuff for medication. Lord knows everybody's using it to get rid of some anxiety right now. That's for sure. It goes on and on. Food. I mean, the Eric's hemp parts, you can put in anything. More protein than beef, ounce for ounce. There's so many different areas that we could push forward, but the hemp offers a unique opportunity for us to actually not just be on, the consumer end of the spectrum, but all the way to the manufacture and the farming and the whole 9 yards.
Let me tell you why I think this is also so important, and I think this is often understated in our communities. What Black businesses do when they're doing well, and I think again, this is when I think about the overall impact of what Chantel is doing. Yes, I think it brings attention to our Black-owned brands. It puts money from our community. It circulates the dollar throughout our community and so on. But another way that dollar is circulated is what we as business owners do afterwards. We typically hire people from our community. We typically, especially in this cannabis industry, I have an interest in hiring folks who've been arrested for it. So we're going to do the things as a business that impact our communities in different ways. You know what I mean? And so we're the ones who are going to do that food drive at Thanksgiving. We're the ones who are going to do that expungement clinic or whatever the case may be, even when from a business standpoint, it might not make all that much sense because we're spending money, in order, but it's so ingrained in how we do business, in our connection to our communities. And so again, what Chantel is doing is so vital because we know we can't depend on our state and local governments to really give us the resources we need to do what we need to do in our communities. It's our Black-owned businesses, our Hispanic-owned businesses that do that hard work. And so they need you buying their products so that they can continue to do that work. And so again, when I think about the overall impact of what we're talking about here, when we really recycle that Black dollar, we don't just see our income and our pockets getting bigger. We also see our communities improving and the lives of those people in those communities improving as well.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to hear that you're going to be working with the Black Wall Street project. And are there any other partners out there that you're looking at working with? And we want to, of course, you connected to E, so you'll get connected to M for MM. But who are some of your partners, and what are some of the long range plans you have, and to really galvanize attention to this and to mobilize and getting folks to really just get their mind right?
So one, I want to, before I forget, I do want to offer up, because there is a need right in this community. I am willing to work with you guys to actually pull off a virtual hemp CBD conference, your own space, because it does seem like it's something that you guys actually need. This community, I won't say you guys, this community actually needs, and to be able to elevate that. Secondly, to that point, what Eric and I did was we actually created a track within the conference just for CBD. I think it's Black-owned hemp and CBD. I think it's the name of the track. And then we have 4 workshops that are actually in the track, one each day, that really speaks to this particular topic or to the community in this particular way. And then in addition to that, I would again employ business owners, Black business owners that's in this space, to go to our website, recycletheblackdollar.us. There, even if you you may not have the $150 or the $300 to get a booth so that you can personally interact, get the free booth that's available so that people at least see you on the footprint. And it's a 24-hour space from Black Friday through Cyber Monday that people can interact on your space. And you provide your website, it goes to your website. It is uninterrupted space that will get the Black consumer straight to you, and you build that relationship with them.
Okay, so let me stop you right quick. So is this the right website that we have up for the
$5 Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so let's break this down for everybody that's listening, because we got people that are going to catch this later on. So if you want to be involved in regards to, if you got a hemp product line, if you have a CBD product line, if you don't even have hemp or CBD, if you have professional services, you're an attorney, you're a marketing professional, you're someone that has a service, and you're African American, Black, however you want it. If you got 1% in you, then you're Black. Come on.
That's right.
And you're Black. Well, there you go. So come on, and so tell them again. They go to the website and what their options are. You can get there's a $150 option, a $300 option, or there's maybe a free or a lower option. Walk them through it, Chantel.
Yep. So you will go to recycletheblackdollar.us. Once you get onto our website, there is a Let's Shop Black Owned on Black Friday. Right under that, it'll say I think sign up now or register now. You click that, it'll pop up box. So a shadow box will pop up. It says a 10. You click a 10. That is your it takes you directly to the platform that we're working in for this conference to sign up for a free participation. If you want to become a vendor, if you are a Black-owned business, hemp, a farmer, an author, a lawyer, a dentist, whatever you are, if you want to make sure that you're in front of Black people, if you have the space, you want to have a larger booth, that's $300. It's just a larger footprint is pretty much what it is, so that you can have larger brand awareness. That's $300. If you have $150, again, that is a higher a larger footprint, or booth, we call them, and that has your branding on it. And then if you don't have it, I still want to make sure that you are in this space, and that is a free booth. Your logo is still a part of it. People still will be able to access your website. You will still be able to get direct connections from the consumer to your business uninterrupted.
Hey, Chantel, on the I guess virtual exhibitor floor, is it possible to do, and this is what we see at like cannabis conferences, it's usually like a row just for hemp, where all the hemp
you can filter it out. So
okay.
If I want to work with you, because this is a very it can be a very niche space,
right?
So if you work with me and tell me what the categories are, I'll build it out. I'm so flexible. I want at the end of 2020 for the win to be, through a global pandemic, Black people showed y'all how to galvanize, how to vote, and how to actually get yourself together and bring our community back together during a global pandemic when nobody else cared about us. We started caring for ourselves. We were speaking up about police brutality. We saved the soul of this country, and we're going to save our own community by reinvesting in ourselves.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Just let me add to that real quick, that for folks out there who are watching this and thinking, I want to get into this space, I want to be involved in some way. You just have the feeling like cannabis, the industry as a whole, is an opportunity that you're interested in. It speaks to you. You just have to keep educating yourself. Nobody can do that for you. You have to keep digging and digging and digging. Less time looking at pictures of puppies and start asking questions and finding. And eventually, you just gotta jump in the water, cold or not. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna flounder a little bit, but do different things like take M for MM and other groups like that. Ask questions in there. Once you learn enough to ask good questions, go find people with the answers.
That's right.
And then after a while, you just have to do it. Because I'm going to tell you, in this cannabis space, I help people all the time who some of which have much better businesses than me right now, but that's a whole other story. But there's so much room for everybody. There's enough money and space and business for everybody. Nobody has the secret sauce. You just got to hustle.
Yeah, and Doc, one of the things that I'll add to that as well is I tell people not everybody has to be a business owner. There are business owners that need you to be a part of their team to get get from point A to point B, and you may have a skill set that can help them and add value to their business. So don't think that you have to reinvent the wheel or start from scratch. There are people out there who have, like myself and Dr. Adams, we've taken the bruises and the lumps, to get to where we are right now, so that you don't necessarily have to. And so, joining those teams that have already kind of been there, that have, bumped their heads a few times, but, are still persisting through it. Those are some of the types of brands that you want to, get into. And I think as well, that's one of the only ways that we as Black-owned brands in this space are going to be able to have sustainability, is if we have teams that, with brands that we wrap our arms around. And Ross says this all the time, we're going to have some winners out of this thing, right? But only way that they're going to be able to compete down the road is if we wrap our arms around them. They become household names and staples in our communities, and that's how those brands are going to be able to be supported, be supported long term.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me just second that, because I should have mentioned that being a business owner is very overrated sometimes.
Yes.
Big facts.
To be somebody who can really step in and fill a niche, I can't even tell you how much I would love to have somebody who could come in and take over the whole social media aspect of it. That would be great. But there's, that's me. But there's somebody, every business owner needs people for different things that complement what they do. And so don't look like you need to create your own whole company. That was a great point.
And if I could jump in there and say two things. One thing that I've learned as a business owner is knowing my ministry. My ministry is event production. That's my ministry.
Yeah.
And my other ministry is knowing what I don't know, right? And asking for help and being unapologetic about it, right? And to that point, I wanna make sure that I don't forget, we do have sponsorship opportunities, because in order for this space to be free, we need sponsors. This community needs the level about what you're doing raised. This is a perfect opportunity for you to become a sponsor, so you can get in front of a larger audience and you're raising your brand awareness. Again, sponsorship is not my ministry, but I know that it's important in order for this platform to be to continue to be free and to be available to the masses. So I just wanted to put that.
And you know what? I'm gonna do this for you, Chantel, as well. I'm gonna take it a step further. If you were one of our, avid listeners and so on, if you got $25 to donate or something, she also has a donate button on her website. Go donate and support this. And I'm gonna go even a step further. If you are some of our cannabis allies, our MSOs, our large companies that believe in the work that Infra-MM does and believe in our mission and so on, this is a worthy cause to be able to support. It's a non-cannabis, event, if you will, that if you want to connect with the Black community, you want to show that you're real about it. You want to show that what we talked about earlier, that this is more than a moment, that you believe in this work and that it's important to you. Here's a worthy cause for you to sponsor and to support. So again, go to the website.
No, listen. Once you and Chantel create them hemp and cannabis tracks, this will be recycled dollars. Will have a hemp and cannabis footprint, and trust me, it is the number one growing industry. It's the number one employer in the country. It's the number one growing industry. It is not stopping. You're seeing legalization. I'm getting phone calls left and right from people, especially in Jersey, Dr. Adams. They're like, man, we see adult uses happen. What do we do next? The ancillary businesses, the delivery services, cleaning
businesses,
security, Dr. Adams has said 3 times already. If somebody out there a social media and marketing person and call Dr. Adams today, I know something. My man has said it 3 times now. Shit, excuse my language.
You know?
That's so real, though.
Times. Listen.
I hope y'all listening.
So again, we don't want to beat a dead horse. But Chantel, as we start to wrap up our Can I Talk with Roz, just please leave us a word of how important next week is going to be and what you see the future of Recycle the Black Dollar. I know this is a special event next week after the holidays, but where do you see it going into 2021?
So Recycle the Black Dollar. And first, before I close out, I just want to say thank you guys for welcoming me into this community to be able to highlight what it is that we're doing for the larger Black community. And so I really do appreciate the platform to be able to spread the message about Recycle the Black Dollar and our mission. And I would say I would want to leave this audience and everybody with one of my favorite African proverbs, and it's, if we want to go quickly, go alone. But if we want to go far, go together. And in order for us to be able to do this, we have to be together. And so one of the things that Recycle the Black Dollar is we're doing, the organization itself is founded on four pillars. It's reduce the volume of money and resources that leaves the Black community. It is to recycle the Black dollar in the Black community exponentially longer than the 6 hours. It's to reuse the talents within the Black community to build and fortify economic justice and power, and to reclaim our time in the life cycle of the Black dollar that built Black Wall Street. And with that, I want to make sure that people are aware of Recycle the Black Dollar and know that there is a home, and there is not just a home for Black Friday through Cyber Monday, but we will continue to produce events for our community that is uninterrupted so that we can continue to stimulate our own economy as well as educate each other so that we can connect with each other. And our conferences include the things that we like, that's just natural to us. We're bringing in the D9s of the world. We're bringing in the virtual DJs. Somebody just asked me to bring in karaoke. I have the ability to build this out so it matches who we are. People come to us for culture, right? They come to us for direction, and we're just gonna be in our own space. We're gonna be Black, brilliant, and just excellent in our own space without any interference. And so again, I would just ask anybody that if you can to be able to become a sponsor so we can open this tent to grow and grow and grow and grow so we're including everybody, because I want at the end of 2020 to be that Black people dropped a bomb in the economic economy, and that they retracted and reinvested into themselves in the middle of a global pandemic when nobody really did care at the outset, but they decided to close out and care about themselves.
Hey, Chantel, I think we got you an ambassador, and you might get a couple more from this. You got some connections. What's the email people can reach you at?
Sure, you can email me directly at Chantel, CHANTEL, at recycletheblackdollar.us. And that's CHANTEL at recycletheblackdollar.us. And you can also follow me or follow us. I don't want to say me because it's not just me, it is us, it's the community. Follow us at Recycle Your Black Dollar on Instagram and Facebook. And make sure if you have any questions, send me an email or you can DM me and I will follow up with you.
Yeah.
I've only known about Recycle the Black Dollar for about an hour, but I'd say this girl needs less lips and more tips. Let's go.
Let's go,
guys. Start contributing a little bit. And if there's anything I can do for anybody out there, you can reach out to me at adrian@ontogen.life, ONTOGEN.life. And as the New York State Director for M4MM, I'll do whatever I can to help you.
He's an awesome man, beautiful wife, beautiful family, just pushing hard. If you guys want product, if you want good product that is tested, that's coming from a medical perspective. If you're a caregiver, if your mom, your grandmother, if they're dealing with any aches, pains, arthritis, can't sleep, psoriasis, I don't care what it is, go to Autogen, ONTOGN.life. The promo code intro 25, you get 25% off. So don't say that we don't give you some gifts over here.
Well, we bring it to you, don't we?
Yeah, right.
Product and a free conference.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, listen,
Didn't I tell you?
This little sucker be on fire every single Friday.
Right. and listen, when Roz hit me up earlier this week, I was like, Roz, we got to have her on. Like, I don't know what we had planned for this week, but, we got 1 week to get this girl on. I think it's important that we bring her on, and I think you guys see why. This is something, we've been talking about since this summer, more than a moment. These are the types of things that I think matter for our community. And, again, I know we talk a lot about Black issues on this conversation, but we need allies. We need people from other communities to recognize that, right now our house is still on fire. And so we need you to help us put out our house, the fire on our house and get us back to where we need to be. And so there's room for you all to support that as well. So as always, man, this has just been another awesome episode. Thank you
Hemp
to our guests.
Go get your hemp hearts. Somebody already bought some hemp hearts. So
yeah, I see somebody already ordered hemp hearts. Definitely, if you want some hemp hearts by Thanksgiving, we just did a cooking show earlier this week. You can go check it out. We got some of your favorite recipes: mac and cheese with the hemp hearts, a stuffing with the hemp hearts. If you want a vegan cheesecake with the hemp hearts, go check out the show on Hemp and Fork on Facebook, and then make sure you go buy your bag today. Because listen, the mail situation is still bad during COVID. So if you want them by Thanksgiving, I'm just saying, if you want them by Thanksgiving, you need to put your order in today. But again, as always, y'all, next week is Thanksgiving. Take some time, reflect on the things that you're thankful for, reflect on the ways that you've been blessed. I think at the very least, we all should be thankful that we are still breathing and are alive in this crazy year. So again, be safe out there, protect yourself, get some rest this week. And, as always, even though it's a short week next week, we got work to do. We got work to do.
Hey, we'll see y'all next Friday on Can I Talk with Roz. We love you guys. Make sure you tell a friend, share it with a friend. We're here every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Talk to you soon. Have a great day, everybody.